Why do some men refuse to go to the doctor or dentist unless someone else records them? I asked myself this question, and found that if someone else makes an appointment with me, I feel obligated to go. However, I don't care about my health enough to make an appointment myself. I just learned to live with any problem and rarely go to the doctors. When the doctor recommended that I just take paracetamol and see them later if the pain continues. If I don't feel like I'm dying, I'm just not going to ask for help. Sometimes, even when everything is fine at work, you may not pay attention to the mess in the house. But from 20 feet away, you can see that the wall is painted with a brush in the wrong direction. I am a man, and it always confuses me when my wife suddenly starts asking questions when I take a deep breath. She immediately starts asking if I'm okay, what's going on, what I need to talk about. But I just say that I'm fine, I just needed to take a deep breath. Most of all, my wife is unhappy that I spend time hiking and drinking with friends I haven't seen in months. And when I get home, I just don't have anything to tell her, even though I've been talking to them for 6 hours. On the other hand, my wife always knows exactly what her friend is doing every day, starting from the moment of their last conversation. She knows about the health and financial situation of each of her friends and relatives, as well as their plans for the next 3 months. I've learned a lot from being in a relationship with my wife, but there's one thing I can't figure out: why do we men look out the window so often? We can just go to the window and get carried away watching the street. And what's the big deal about that? I often do the same thing when I'm in the shower. I just stand there and think. I usually think about how to solve a problem that will probably never arise. It seems that looking at the landscape outside the window is the easiest way to let your brain relax. After all, there are no thoughts and no self-talk. This seems to be what an animal can feel just by looking around and observing the environment. It's a great way to get away from real life. Another thing that confuses me about men is their forgiving attitude towards things. After all, one of the most attractive qualities for me in men is their forgiveness and ability to love. But sometimes I wonder why they so easily forgive things that I consider important. I noticed that all the men I talked to and was able to resume relationships after conflicts were forgiving. It's also strange for me to watch men quarrel with each other and become best friends the next day. At the same time, when guys get seriously injured, they act like it's just a scratch. All the men I know are like that. Friendship between men obviously begins in adolescence or college age, and they believe that it will last the rest of their lives. And, surprisingly, they manage to maintain these friendships for a long time. I'm a little jealous of them. But on the other hand, so often men admit to me that they cannot open up with their male friends, they hide their feelings and problems. And in my opinion, it's pretty sad. The secret source of the strength of these friendships between men is still a mystery to me. Another thing that I don't understand is why guys are sometimes silent. For a long time, I thought that I was annoying my boyfriend when he was silent with his brain turned off. It bothered me and my ex-girlfriend a lot. But sometimes just talking about nothing is great, just spending time together and enjoying it. Although I tend to be introverted, sometimes even in my company with male friends we just keep quiet. And it still remains a good memory for me. One day my girlfriend asked me to buy a can of soda. I searched all around, but I didn't find a single can of the right soda. Instead, there were only bottles of the same soda. But then I did see sealed packages with 12 cans of soda. Since the girl told me she wanted a soda in a jar, my male brain formulated it so that I should not leave the store with a bottle of soda, only with a jar. When I returned to the car with the 12 cans, she asked why I had bought the whole package. I explained my logic to her, and she started laughing uncontrollably. She talks about it all the time with other girls and explains that guys think differently. Why can't guys find what's right in front of them? I swear to God, I find all the things for my boyfriend. It doesn't bother me, but rather saddens me. Many men are not told how beautiful they are. I tell my husband every day how much he turns me on, and it seems to me that women get compliments all the time, but men don't so often. I know that my day gets brighter when I receive a casual compliment, whether it's about my appearance or character. Many of my past girlfriends had never complimented me, and I felt empty, as if I was doing something wrong. In our society, many men live a very lonely life, and frankly, it's sad. How is it that I know so many older men who have good values, passion for their work and opinions, and are not afraid to express them? The way they talk about their wives and families makes me want to get back to dating. But when I look at men my age, suddenly most of them turn out to be quirky, afraid of commitment, and afraid to have and express their opinions. I don't want to date men in their 50s and 60s, but I'm so jealous of wives who have found such good men to spend their whole lives with. As a person who is over 40, I can say that it takes time to form a good personality. For some more than for others. It's hard to find a balance between hormones and responsibility, masculinity, caring, name, and knowing when to apply each of them. There is no instruction for this, and parenting only does a lot. We get lost in life, we make mistakes. If we are lucky, we learn from them. If not, we continue to make them or make other mistakes. I look at where I am now, look back, and realize that most of my life has been spent chasing the wrong things or doing stupid things or not doing anything. Only time brings wisdom. I'm sure I'll make many more mistakes, but hopefully new and less stupid ones. Why does it take guys so long to go to the bathroom? You go there when you really need to, or just because you think you might need to go, and you just sit for a while before you start the process. For me, as a woman, both types of toilet trips take the same amount of time. But all the men I know poop for 30 minutes. For me, it's like sitting on my throne and being alone. Some men have no problem cleaning up after themselves at work, but forget how to do it as soon as they cross the threshold of their house. I swear, it's like a switch, how you can keep a whole workshop clean and tidy at work, but at home forget about the existence of a laundry basket. Act like a person you're not at all in front of your friends, just to be cool. And each of the guys does that, and no one feels comfortable. What's the point then? Why don't they want to buy a new wallet, even if the one they are using now is literally hanging by a thread? Men don't tend to carry a lot of accessories with them. A wallet is the only thing that a man will almost always have with him, no matter what. That's why he becomes a part of us. In addition, they usually become gifts for coming of age or significant dates from loved ones. Therefore, they have sentimental value. When you get a wallet from your deceased grandfather, who was with you for 10 years and served you all this time, it begins to fall apart. It's hard to change it. They hardly complain even about the very important things they need to complain about. Probably because of the parents who suppressed everything they ever said, unless it was easy for them. My wife and her friends are amazed that I can fall asleep in a minute or two after my head hits the pillow. I blame it on the laborious work. But I know that some men don't fall asleep no matter what. She's also surprised that I can't load the dishwasher properly or put the groceries in the pantry. And that's it. If you liked the video and it was useful, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And also, if it's not difficult, leave a comment, it will greatly help the promotion of this video.